Hey, welcome to the ultimate n8n tutorial for 2025. I am Matt from AI Agent, and today we are embarking on an exciting journey from being complete beginners at building AI agents to becoming a true AI agent pros. Here is the deal. I promise that by the end you'll be fully equipped to create a seamless AI workflow, capable of everything from quick everyday tasks to advanced automations. So, whether you are brand new or ready for deeper water, stick with me. By the time we wrap up, you will be in the command of n8n and ready to transform the way you work. But let's talk about community. If you are curious about AI, eager to network and want free resources and weekly discussions, I invite you to join our AI agent community. It's completely free and you'll find like-minded explorers who can help you solve problems, share ideas, and stay up to date on the latest tools. And when you are ready to take that extra step, turning your AI skills into real-world results, I've got you something special for you. Make money with AI agents. This is our premium school community, a structured environment where I share actionable blueprints and host in-depth calls each week. If you are serious about scaling up, monetizing your AI proofs, and surrounding yourself with experts, then this is the place for you. I leave the links both communities below so you can decide which path speaks to you right now. In today's video, I also organized everything into chapters so you can jump directly to the sections you need. Whether you want to brush up on n8n's fundamentals or learn how to integrate AI with external services, there's a chapter waiting for you. Use those timestamps to navigate or settle in for the full immersive journey. Alright, let's dive in and unlock power of n8n together. Prepare to discover how a few well-crafted nodes can open endless possibilities for building your own AI agents. Let's begin. Now that we talk about our communities and how you can level up AI journey, it's time to dive into n8n itself. Yes, you can install n8n on your own machine using Node.js and npm if you like, but some people love the control local hosting. But personally, I prefer n8n class solution at n8n.io. It's simpler, faster, and spares you the hassle of running local background service. With the n8n cloud option, there's no need to worry about setting up Node.js, Docker configuration ports, or monitoring uptime. It's already taken care of, letting you focus on building and experimenting. You can get your n8n environment running in just few clicks. No need to navigate the command line. Sign up, login, and go straight to building your first workflow. For this, head over to n8n.io. Click on Sign Up. Fill a few quick details to create your account. And once you're logged in, you'll see n8n dashboard. Click on Create Workflow. It's that simple. You are immediately taken to a clean visual interface for designing your automations. Take a moment to explore a variety of nodes. These nodes are like building blocks, each connecting to a different app or service. Drag them onto your canvas and snap them together to form a workflow. By the way, if you are really want to set up n8n locally, here's the abridged version. Download and install node.js.org. Also, make sure getting latest LTS version. Now, once Node.js is up and running, open your terminal and write this. After it, run n8n. Type this, then press O when prompted, open n8n in your browser locally. But again, if all that sounds like extra steps, n8n.io can you cover in just 5 clicks. Front and center is your main editor. Up to the top, you'll notice a switch to toggle workflow active or inactive. Think of this like power button for your automation. Once active, it can run its own without any extra nudging. Right next to it, you'll see options to save, download, and duplicate your workflow. It's all about convenience because who wants to rebuild the same workflow over and over? If you ever decide to collaborate with the teammates, n8n offers a team plan. Upgrade that and unlock shared access. There's a similar setup for self-hosted users too, but you need to configure a separate license for that. Okay, one of my favorite features in n8n interface is the humble sticky note. On the right side of your screen, you'll see a small tab that says Add a sticky note. Click that and suddenly you can drop a virtual post-it anywhere on your workflow. Whether you are labeling a starting point, explaining a certain note's purpose, or color coding different sections of your automation, these sticky notes keep your workflow clear and organized. Once you are done with them, just select and delete them if you no longer need them. Over on the left, you got the editor type, where you'll likely spend most of your time designing your workflows, and the execution tabs, which logs every time your workflow runs. This history view is a lifesaver for troubleshooting. If something doesn't go as planned, you can open executions and see exactly where things might have gone off track. And if you are looking for a shortcut or some inspiration, there is a templates tab lurking into the corner. Click it and you'll be whisked away to Nathan's own collections of ready-made workflows. You can browse what others have built, clone anything that sparks your interest, or tweak it for your own projects. Before we go any further, let's name our workflow up to the top. I type in a basic agent example, and I tag like Matt to keep things extra organized. That's all. It takes a name and a tag. You'll be able to find this workflow quickly later. Little steps like this can save you countless headache when you start building multiple automations for your business or for your agency. Alright, now we get to the fun part. Choosing how our automation or AI agent will kick off. We start super simple with a chat message trigger. Imagine it's a opening line of a conversation right here inside n8n. Click that plus button in the middle of your blank canvas to add your very first note. There's tons of triggers to explore. Some fire off when an email arrives, others might watch for changing in a database, but in this example we'll pick the basic chat message. For instance, this is how my agent starts a conversation. If you want, you can toggle display inflow so that note appears in your canvas, keeping everything crystal clear. Back in the editor, you'll see your new note. Click the three dots on the top right corner of note, choose rename, and let's call it chat input. Being descriptive helps you and your collaborators probably understand what's happening in your workflow. Let's actually give our agent a brain. This is the step where we decide how will the AI respond, what models can it use, and will it remember our conversations. Click that plus button again, scroll down to Advanced AI and select AI Agent. Notice how n8n automatically connects the agent prompt source to our chat input node. That means the text we type in the chat will fit directly into our agent. Inside the AI agent node, you'll see these three sections: chat model, memory, and tool. Let's start by selecting a chat model, in this case one from OpenAI. You might see a notification about missing credential, and that's normal. Click on select credential and then create new credential. This opens a window where you'll paste your OpenAI API key. If you haven't generated one just yet, head over to platform.openai.com/account/API keys. You can see the link. And create a new secret key and copy it. Back in n8n, give the credential a memorable name like n8n agent and hit save. After setting up your credential, you can pick a model like GPT-4 or a more cost-effective alternative if you prefer. The choice is yours and might depend on your budget or the complexity of your project. Or you can even use DeepSeek, and I will shoot a tutorial about that too. Agents can be forgetful unless we grant them a brain, and in n8n it's really easy. Click on memory. You'll see several options. Let's pick window of buffer memory. This site remembers X amount of your last conversations. Perfect for carrying a coherent back and forth chat. We will set the context window length. You can specify how many messages you want the agent to recall. 5 is great starting point. This ensures your bot doesn't lose track of your conversation. Make sure the session ID is set to pull from the chat input node. That way, each new conversation gets its own unique memory thread actually. And with that, our AI agent nearly ready to go. We have trigger that start the conversation and a model powering the response and memory ensuring the context isn't lost. Just few more steps and we'll have a fully functional AI chat experience within n8n. In the next segment, we'll test our freshly created AI agent, sending it messages, watching it respond, and making sure everything running smoothly. Let's begin with something super simple, a calculator tool. This is the best way to test whether your AI agent can actually use external resources. From your AI agent node, click plus, type calculator and select it. Notice there, no extra settings required. This makes it a perfect starter test. Click Save to log in your progress. Then hit Check to open an interactive panel where you can talk to your AI directly. Type something super simple like, "What's your favorite color?" and see how AI responds. Next, try calculation-based query. What is 2 plus 2? Check out executions panel to see exactly how the agent decides to use calculator tool. By clicking the execution step, you can see the agent through process. It recognized the need for calculation, called the calculator tool, got 4 as a response, and returned it as part of the conversation. Now that we confirm our agent knows how to use basic tool, let's give it a real-world power, specifically Google Calendar access. We want this agent not just talk about scheduling events, but actually create them and even check for conflicts so it doesn't book over our existing appointments. If you won't need calculator for this demonstration, go ahead and delete it. Just to keep your canvas tidy. Click the plus. Under Tools, in your AI agent node, pick up Google Calendar from the list. For Resource, choose Event and set Operation to create. When prompted for credential, click Select Credential, then Create New Credential. Click Sign in with Google. Choose the account you want to give calendar access to and allow. That's all. You are now connected. With credential out of the way, let's actually enable our agent to create calendar events. Pick the calendar you want to manage. For example, your personal calendar. Click Add field, select Start date and End date. Use the expressions like this I wrote here. So the agent can dynamically insert event times. Under Add field, pick Summary and Description. And again, use expression like this. Now, we have a tool that can add events to your Google Calendar. But we also want our agent to check if we're already busy. That's where a second calendar tool comes in. Click plus again. In your AI agent node, choose Google Calendar again. Set resource, calendar, operation availability, connect the same Google Calendar credentials. Click Set manually and type something like this tool checks for free time slots in my calendar. Expressions for this and this, just like before. And with these two calendar tools, create event and check availability, our agent can manage scheduling tasks end to end. It can find open windows and then slot in new events without double booking. By the way, if you are starting to see the possibilities but feeling overwhelmed, you are not alone. This is exactly what we dive into inside our communities. Everything from basic prompting to advanced agent building strategies. You can join if you want. We now seen how to add basic and advanced tools to our agent. It's that simple actually. The thing is knowing what to add and when to add. In the next part, we'll test how the agent handles scheduling requests like find me a free slot next Tuesday morning or book a 30-minute meeting at 2 p.m. with, let's say, Matt again with me. This is where you'll see the real power of n8n and AI working together. So stay tuned. Now that our AI agent is equipped with the tools to check availability and create events, we need to nudge it in the right direction. This is where prompting, especially the system message, come into play. Think of it like a mission briefing for the AI, telling it who it is and how it should behave. Click on your AI agent node in n8n. Under prompt, click Add Option, System Message. Keep it simple. In the system message, try something brief and clear. Your role is my calendar assistant. It's your job to add things to available time slots on my calendar. The tools you have available will allow you to find empty time slots first, then create new events once you confirm the time slot with me. The key is to outline the agent's role and how and when to use each tool without overwhelming. In my experience, less is more when it comes to those system prompts. So, if you overcomplicate them, you might confuse the AI. Simple, precise instruction often gives the best results. Now comes the exciting moment, testing your agent. Let's ask something like, give me my available time slots for the rest of this month. If your agent replies with inaccurate times or says you have no free slots when you do, it's likely a time zone or date range issue. Head into executions to see how your agent formed the request. Sometimes it might default to an earlier year or a different time zone. To fix this, add a small detail in your system message about today's date or past the current date time as an expression. You can use ChatGPT or any AI system to help craft the JavaScript expression if you are not coding this. Like this actually. I'm showing this. You can use this. In the Google Calendar availability node, consider switching the output format to something more detailed like raw. That way, the AI has extra data about each time slot and it's boosting accuracy. Once your agent understands current dates and times, it can suggest real openings in your schedule. Maybe it finds a fully free day next Tuesday, and then let's schedule a meeting on that day. Give the command to your AI. Great, now schedule a 30 meeting on the nearest completely free day, anytime after noon. The agent calls, check availability tools first. Then it use create event to book a new time slot on your Google Calendar. You should see a link to the event pop up in the chat. Click it and you land right in the newly created event. Jump to your Google Calendar tab or app. You'll find a brand new event neatly slotted where you said you want it. That's true power. That's true power. Automating everyday tasks like scheduling, saving you time, and keeping you hyper organized. Let's talk why prompting matters. Prompting can be a game changer. If you don't give your AI clear guidelines, you'll run into those weird moments like booking a meeting in 2023 when it's already 2025. If you are eager to master these details, consider joining Make Money with AI Agents. I am sharing all of my prompting secrets there. So back to the overview or main workflow page in an n8n. Click Add a new workflow, create new workflow. This fresh workflow will handle document retrieval and indexing. The first step is to monitor any new files placed in a specific Google Drive folder, like your dedicated n8n folder. Now, let's add the first step, Google Drive trigger. Type Drive in the search and choose on app event and Google Drive. For mode, keep it at every minute or the interval you prefer. set trigger on the change involving a specific folder. And credentials, if you haven't set this up before, you need to enable the Google Drive API in the Google Cloud Console. Select the folder name you want, and here is our n8n folder. By the way, setting enabling API credentials for this drive also similar process to calendar setup, so you can solve it easily. Under watch for pick file created. Test the event and you should see metadata about any file already in the folder. As soon you place a new PDF or document in that folder, this workflow is going to pick it up, which sets the stage for indexing. Once your workflow knows a new file arrived, the next step is download that file so we can process it. At Google Drive, download file node. Search for Google Drive and select download file. For the file ID, click expression in n8n and drag the ID field from the trigger node's output. Test this step to ensure it correctly retrieves the file. At this point, whenever someone drops a PDF, docs, or text file into the folder, n8n downloads it automatically. Now, let's talk about the magic behind Rec, Pinecone. Pinecone is a vector database where you store text embeddings, enabling lightning-fast semantic searches. So, what is semantic searches? Why we are using it? Because AI understands it really fast. Sign up at pinecone.io. They offer a generous free plan perfect for exploring your first indexing project. In your Pinecone dashboard, go to database, then indexes. Click create index, give it a name, like n8n, and select embeddings, like text embedding 003 or text embedding 3 small. Opt for serverless if offered, then create index. Now we will generate an API key for it. Head to API keys, choose create a new API key. Copy it, and this is how n8n will connect to Pinecone. Now let's add documents to Pinecone from n8n. The backend n8n will insert downloaded file into Pinecone so it becomes part of your vector database. At Pinecone vector store node, click plus in your workflow, type Pinecone and select add documents to vector store. Under credentials, hit create a new credential, then paste your API key from Pinecone. Set operation to insert documents. Now let's configure index and embeddings. Under choose index, select the one you created. Name is important. We made it n8n. For embeddings, pick OpenAI. Text embedding. It's matching the same model you configured in Pinecone, like text embedding 3 small. For document source, make sure it's pulling from the Google Drive node where you downloaded the file. Switch type to data to binary if needed, so it knows handle PDFs or other binary files. We are almost there. Next, we need a text splitter to break the document into manageable pieces for embedding, rather than one giant block of text. Recursive character text splitter. Click plus next to text splitter under your Pinecone node. Choose recursive character text splitter. Now choose chunk size and overlap. A chunk size of 500 is great for starting point. This means each text block is roughly 5 characters. A chunk overlap 20 helps preserve context between chunks, so AI doesn't lose track of the last few sentences. When the text is embedded into Pinecone, those smaller overlapping chunks help your AI agent pinpoint exactly where a relevant piece of info is located without chewing up its entire context window. Now you have a fully automated pipeline. The file is uploaded to your Google Drive, n8n folder. n8n detects the file, downloads it and pastes it to Pinecone. Pinecone embeds the content using OpenAI embeddings and storing it in your newly created index. Your agent in a separate workflow can later query that vector store, retrieving context from your documents on demand. And just like that, you have a foundation for retrieval augmented generation. An AI approach that splits your data into vectors and retrieves only the relevant chunks when you need it. This means your agent isn't forced to hold everything is memory at once. Instead, it can swiftly grab only what it needs, like a personal librarian that always knows where to find your important notes. Let's save our work and click chat again. Now we can see if the agent can truly answer questions by retrieving relevant info from our embedded files. What is the movie I watched last Tuesday? Mention something like use the retrieval tool to find this. The agent should query Pinecone and find the text that mentions movie and returns the third step. In our case, city lights in this example. Ask what I note about city lights, what is my opinion, and if the agent doesn't automatically use retrieval tool, remind it with another query. Okay, use the retrieval tool again and make sure you give me my opinion. This time it should fetch the detailed notes directly from stored document chunks and bring the notes about the film. Now, our agent has now multiple capabilities. Scheduling events using Google Calendar, both checking availability and creating new events, retrieve file data from Pinecone, handling questions about your own documents. What you've essentially created is an autonomous AI assistant that can handle daily tasks like booking meetings and reference your personal notes or guidelines whenever it needs. All this powered by n8n. Some well-placed API keys and a thoughtful prompt telling the AI when to use these tools. You have this AI agent. Congratulations, you built an robust AI agent with Rex, so it can create meaningful work. Sometimes we want our agent to handle just few specific tasks like scheduling events or retrieving documents, but for more complex or resource-intensive jobs like generating images, it's best to outsource that work to another n8n workflow. This keeps your main agent focused and allows you maintain different workflows that can be scaled or updated independently. Now we will set up our image generator workflow. Create a new workflow from your overview. Click create workflow, name it image generator, and under trigger choose when called by another workflow. This way your AI agent can directly invoke the HTTP request node. Once you are in the canvas, click plus and search HTTP request. We'll use it to post a prompt to Blackforest Lab Flux API, which can generate images for us. We need an account for AI generated images and it's an easy setup. Visit the provided link and create an account and load in credits if you haven't already. I will use replicate in our scenario, generate an API key and copy it somewhere safe. Configure the HTTP node. Method is the post. Under send headers, add two fields. Content type is application/JSON and X key is your API key. Send body JSON fields. Add a single code prompt, enter a test prompt for now, like waterfall in a landscape or a pink elephant. Execute the node and you should receive back an ID. This is your task ID from Flux, which you need to retrieve the finished image. Because image generation can take a moment, we'll add a wait node to give Flux the time to process the request. Add a wait node, connect HTTP request to wait, and set it wait, for example, 40 seconds or 30 seconds is up to you. After the wait node, duplicate your post request, change the method to get, and append ID coming from the request, first request. If all goes well, when you execute this chain, the second node should return URL to the generated image. Sometimes the prompts your main AI agent sends over might need a structure or cleaned up format. That's where an OpenAI node can come in handy. Use a system message like this. You specialize in turning user queries into a structured JSON prompt. Output on a valid JSON. If your agent sends question like generate an image of a delicious pizza, you can transform it into a JSON object containing just the prompt key. Use an expression to the reference to prompt field coming from OpenAI's nodes JSON output. Now let's make your basic agent example aware of this new workflow, the image generation workflow. In your AI agent node, under Tools, click plus and select Call n8n workflow. Name, generate image or something similar. Description, call this tool to generate and receive an image. You must provide a prompt for the image. Workflow, choose image generation. Generated. The agent should invoke the image generator workflow, pass the prompt, and wait for the image, and hopefully returns with the link once it's complete. Now jump into execution on the bot, the basic agent and image generation agent workflows, and see the data. If it's taking too long, consider to tweaking the wait time or verifying the prompts are reaching the Flex API correctly. If you run into any hiccups like missing prompt or empty images, look into deactivating the wait node temporarily to test each step quickly for API. Reviewing your system messages or JSON structure in the OpenAI nodes and copying the task ID precisely for second get request to the fetch image resource. With this setup, your AI agent can now outsource complex tasks to specialized workflows like generating AI images without crowding its own node chain. This modular approach makes your overall system more scalable and maintainable. And there you have it. You built a multi-workflow system using n8n to chain together an advanced AI agent, a dedicated image generation workflow, and HTTP request to an external service. It's a beautiful blend of autonomy and scalability, the essence of what AI agents is all about. And there you have it. This has been the ultimate AI crash course, spanning everything from setting up your first AI agent to integrating Google Calendar to retrieval augmented generation with Pinecone and finally calling a separate image generation workflow. You now seen how flexible and powerful an AI can be for automations, AI agents, and beyond. If you want to go even deeper, I invite you to join one of our two communities. AI Agent Community, perfect for Q&A, tips, and discussions with like-minded AI explorers. You find all the basics and plenty of supports to get started. Make money with AI agents, tailored for those who want advanced strategies. Insider blueprints and weekly calls to boost your income with AI-driven automations and agents. If you are serious about turning these skills into real results, this is community for you. Check out the links below to learn more about each one and decide which path fits your goals best. Thanks for joining me on this journey. I hope you're already bubbling with ideas for how to build, refine, and scale your own AI agents. If you found this series helpful, consider giving video a thumbs up and subscribing to AI Agents for more deep dives into automation. While you are at it, here's another video I think you'll love. Just click on the card on your screen or follow the link in the description. Until next time, keep exploring and let's continue building the future one workflow at a time.